There's very little SUVs these days that make you feel like a man. Just look at the sea of crossover SUVs out there. Every single one is round and bubbly, full of feminine curves, but not this Ford Bronco Raptor. Ford decided to change it up. Design an SUV that makes you feel alive and gives you a smile every time you go out for a drive. This Ford Bronco Raptor sucks when it comes to parking. It's also very difficult to get in. It's very loud. You get horrible fuel economy and you don't have a luxurious interior, but that's okay. The Bronco Raptor wasn't designed to excel at these things. It was designed to give you a smile and make you feel alive every time you go out for a drive. I've been waiting so long to get my hands on a Bronco Raptor, and it's finally here. I am so excited, and so far I have been super impressed with this SUV. First things first, what makes the Bronco Raptor so special? What makes it different than a normal Raptor? From the outside, it's very clear the Bronco Raptor just screams masculinity. Even though the Bronco itself looks pretty darn good already, this takes it 10 levels higher. Ford wanted to make this Raptor look as menacing as possible, so what they did was make it wider and taller, and they succeeded. This Bronco Raptor is approximately 10 inches wider than a normal Bronco, which is already a pretty wide SUV. This is as wide as a normal F-150 Raptor, and that means on either side, there's 5 inches of fender flares bulging out. And they are absolutely huge. You can clearly see it a mile away. Of course, you can't skip leg day, and that's why Ford decided to slap on some BF Goodrich all-terrain tires, and they're 37 inches in diameter. The biggest ones on a production car, tied with a F-150 Raptor. But with the F-150 Raptor, it's optional. With the Bronco Raptor, this is it. This is stock 37-inch tires. And here's an interesting fact. I believe the Bronco Raptor is the only production car out there where the side mirrors do not stick out past the body. Because the fender flares are so wide, they look about even and maybe a tad wider than the side mirrors. So if you're going grocery shopping, you're going to your local Walmart, you're in a parking garage, forget about it. You're gonna spend hours looking for a spot that actually fits. Now, of course, because of those large 37-inch tires and because Ford has specially tuned suspension, this Bronco Raptor is very, very high off the ground. In fact, 13.1 inches of ground clearance. Curbs, boulders, dogs, little kids, you'll run them over and won't feel a thing. Now, in case you encounter something that gives you trouble, well, the Bronco Raptor has you covered because you could lock not only your center differential, but also your front differential, also your back differential, your rear differential. You could lock them all. And there's GOAT modes, so basically you could go over any terrain. So with all that said, between the locking differentials and the GOAT modes and the four-wheel drive system and the sway bar disconnect, if you somehow still get stuck, then you're doing something terribly wrong. Now, this Bronco Raptor does get specially tuned Fox shocks, but that's not all. You could also adjust the dampening settings. So there's a few buttons on your steering wheel. So when it comes to damping, you can adjust between normal, sport, and off-road, but that's not all. The exhaust, you could go through a variety of options. Quiet, which is decently quiet around town. Normal, a little more grunt. Sport, even more grunt. And Baja mode, which Ford warns you extensively, off-road use only, because it's very loud. Extremely loud, especially when you floor it like this. Oh, that's music to my ears. And the funny thing is, this is not a V8. This is twin turbo 6-cylinder, but with the Baja mode exhaust, it sounds great. You can also adjust your steering, normal, comfort, and sport. To be honest, the steering with this Bronco Raptor is a little sloppy and light, so it doesn't matter how you adjust it. I have it on sport mode right now, and there's still a lot of steering play. That's not gonna go away. The steering is not going to feel like a sports car. It's not going to be very precise and give you a ton of control. It's just not designed to be like that. This steering's meant to be a little bit looser, a little bit easier to navigate, especially if you go off-road or desert racing, right? So the mode for steering is really kind of pointless. And there's also one more button for my mode settings. So all of these things I mentioned, you could adjust yourself and create a custom setting for you. Now, as for power, there's plenty of it. You get a special 3-liter EcoBoost engine, twin turboed, and you're getting around 420 horsepower and a little bit less than 500 pound-feet of torque. So you're getting plenty of grunt with this Bronco Raptor. You have to, okay? I mentioned this is an SUV that's meant to give you a smile, right? So yes, you could go anywhere, but also it's pretty darn fast. 0 to 60 comes in around 5.5 seconds, even with these large 37-inch tires. Think about that. Now, the approach angle, breakover angle, departure angle are all fantastic due to the tires and the ground clearance, but it's a little bit difficult to get inside a Bronco Raptor, but that's okay. It comes with side steps for those of you guys on the smaller side, but once you get inside, wow. You're sitting above everyone. You're sitting higher than full-size trucks. I'm passing by some F-150s and Silverados and Rams, and I'm looking down on them. This is such a tall and wide SUV. It just makes you feel special, makes you feel like a man, and looks so different than the sea of crossover SUVs out there. Now, moving to inside, what's different? Well, the seats are different. They're marked Raptor. It's a combination of suede and leather. I think overall it looks pretty good. There's a lot of orange on the inside too. There's orange stitching on the seats, also on the steering wheel, and you see orange accent stuff within the cabin. Like there's a logo and there's grab handles that have orange accents. You know, a little bit of orange. It makes you feel like this is special. The seats are very comfortable though. I've been driving around for a couple of days. They have good support. They really hold me in without being too aggressive, but I will say it gets a little hot. Size inside is respectable. This is a mid-size SUV, so plenty of shoulder room, hip room, good. Rear passenger room, okay too. Not the greatest second row space, but decent. I'm 5'10", still you can see a couple of inches of leg room, plenty of headroom, and of course, you can remove the roof for open air experience, but not only can you remove the roof, the back cover, and also the doors too. As for technology, the Bronco Raptor does give you 2 big screens, one digital gauge cluster and one for your new sync system. The digital gauge cluster is fantastic. It's very big, bright, so there's additional things you can see because this is a Raptor. You can actually see your boost, your oil pressure, your temperature, transmission temperature, cylinder head temperature, right? It'll tell you all these things, and of course the standard stuff like your tire pressure, your pitch and roll. There's a lot of goodies inside here, and you can even see your power distribution when it comes to 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, stuff like that. Of course, you also do get a giant screen for your sync system, and it works pretty well. I like it. It's not the fanciest system out there. It's not as fancy as some of the other ones that you'll see in Hyundai or Kia or Toyota even, right? But it works. You get a few menu choices on the bottom, audio, phone nav, apps, setting features, all the essential stuff. It's pretty customizable too. And on the very right side, about like 25% of the screen, you could also see different things like things that are related to your off-road condition, your status, your pitch and roll, trip computer, also your lighting, and power distribution. So it's a split screen setup. It's kind of neat and it kind of works. You also do get a 360 view camera system so you can see around your Bronco Raptor. Comes in handy when you want to park. Automatic climate control, power windows, power seats, heated seats. You get some goodies in here. Also, for those of you guys that like to configure a Bronco Raptor with aftermarket stuff, there's a set of aux switches on the very top. So if you want to hook up aftermarket lights or a winch or whatever you wanted to, you could hook it up directly to these switches that are built in. Very cool. I know that with big meaty tires, normally you get a lot of road noise. I don't know what Ford did, but you know, cruising around, I don't hear anything from the road. You know, that normal like humming, whining from large tires, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. So I'm going up to speed and it's just quiet. Now there is a little bit more wind noise because of the removable roof, right? But it isn't too bad either. A lot of you guys watching this right now will probably think a Bronco Raptor is great off-road or desert racing or wherever, but it's probably a horrible SUV as a daily commuter. It's not. I myself would drive this every day. If I can find one of these for MSRP, I would buy one and make this my daily commuter. That's how much I love it. I don't care that it's difficult to park. I'll just park away from everyone, right? I don't care if it's high. I can get used to it. I love the high driving height, the commanding view. It's terrific. The view all around me, absolutely amazing. The exhaust, you could tune it down. You don't have to leave it in Baja mode, although I normally do, but I made it into quiet mode so you guys could actually hear me talk. But when you're in quiet mode, this Bronco Raptor is as quiet as a normal SUV. So to me, this is an amazing SUV. Not only do you get all the goodies I've mentioned, it also drives great. You get a factory warranty, and it puts a smile on my face every time I go out for a drive. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for my future videos. Take care.